Turn it on.
There we go. It's always best when you turn the microphone on. You know.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, and you're
nothing nasty.
No.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, I don't want my feelings hurt this early in the morning.
No. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Rich.
What up?
So, of course, we can brag on Rich for not going to the public health and safety meeting last night.
We could.
You could.
Brag on people that come late.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, we could.
But you know what I wanted to start off with this morning? I wanted to give Rich a public accolade for the work he's been doing with the Public Health and Safety Committee. The human trafficking thing we had this past weekend had about 20 people show up for that. A lot of chatter about it last night.
Oh, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
And then we talked about it yesterday pretty much all morning. You know, about human trafficking and you know what the teachings were with Rich, and so hopefully we're gonna do that again. I already had asked him this morning, and Rich said, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
One of the things that I brought up was actually streaming it. Because it's not a class, correct? That requires a
infringement on copyrights or anything like that. Is that what you're?
No. I think it's more of like a certification.
Yeah, it's not a certification at all.
Yeah. So
it's an awareness. And all the material was handed down from
other people.
So
yeah. Got it.
Yeah, actually, Miranda collected a lot of that material. Sent it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of it was from UCFS and other organizations that were handing out pamphlets to the public. So
she's another great asset that just got on that committee.
Yeah.
And the booklet that was handed out was all the resources, and like a reference section was in the back of it. So it referenced. And
I'm going to ask you to step back about 2 inches from the microphone.
How's that?
Because you sound really muffled.
Well, that's probably just me.
Like this right here.
That's probably just me talking in general.
My name is Barry White. You'll never find. So.
But all the references, they were referenced APA style in the booklet and everything.
References were referenced.
That's it.
Good. But I couldn't make it myself, so. But I heard nothing but good things.
Good.
Personally.
Excellent.
So, let's see. Victoria is here. It's Tuesday morning, and so we got Victoria and 5 other trolls because they're not saying anything.
Hey.
So let's play some music. Nah, just kidding.
So I assume the program.
And Laura's there. I think Laura's there. Yeah. Anyway.
Is that Laura? Yes.
No, Laura and Cindy's there. Good morning, Cindy. We haven't even gotten started yet. We're going to now, though.
Everything's updated.
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like Mike is wound up.
A little bit. So here's my gripe for the day. How do I want to approach this? You guys don't even know where I'm going.
No, I have no idea.
No. That's the beauty of this. Is that it's like, I don't know if I like to just go ahead and go off and watch their stunned faces, or what. But
you think you can stun us?
I think you want to know where I go with things.
That would be interesting.
So.
Oh, where you coming for things?
The New London Day has put out their best of 2022.
It's got to be a very small section.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I also want to congratulate the New London Day for snubbing us again for anything. And I think really just because they're jealous because we do more sports broadcasting than they do. We don't even get a rub. Nothing. So now I'm wondering, do you have to, what do you got to do? You got to advertise with them? Is that what it is? Or do we just really suck?
Probably have to pay them.
You're asking the wrong guy.
What they say, follow the money.
I used to
Follow the money, yeah.
Follow the money.
Let's see. This guy spent $2,000. Yep. Get him a nomination. Hurry up. No, I don't think it's that way. There are some really good places in Jewett City that are nominated and stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we get freaking snubbed every year. Every year. Yet they call me. Hey, can we carry that audio, from that game? That,
Mm-hmm.
So screw you.
So yeah, for a couple thousand.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. Every year.
If he started getting all those royalties, his income tax would become so complicated.
Oh God.
And he'd be spending another $10,000 or $20,000 in income tax payments. I mean,
who you got to sleep with down there to get nominated, for Christ's sakes?
That I don't know.
Jeez. I don't know. It just burns me that we've been here 7 years, and it's either we really suck, and we just need to close shop up, or they're just snubbing us because they know we do more than they do.
Well, you're a competitor.
Doesn't matter. They have others. They have other places.
Oh, they have other competitors that they nominated?
Yeah, that advertise with them.
But look at the publicity you've just given them for free.
Nobody reads it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nobody's reading it.
No, but I mean, as a news source, you're kind of competing with them, so you probably rub them the wrong way.
So why do they nominate other radio stations?
They probably pay for advertising.
Oh, yeah.
They said follow the money.
Yeah. So that's my gripe this morning. But
I wouldn't take it personally, like you said. No one reads it.
yeah, there you go. Okay, never mind.
There you go.
Yeah. We can rationalize anything.
No one's going to know who's nominated until they share it on Facebook, and then you can't get in unless you subscribe to them.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck.
Or you clean out your what do you call those?
Cookies,
and then you can read everything for free anyway.
Yeah, you get an article or two,
and that's all it's really worth. So.
Let's see. A lot of kids graduating right now this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy says congratulations to her daughter Paige Briggs from graduating from Eastern Connecticut State University today.
Oh, nice. Nice day for it.
Congratulations.
Yep. Of
A
course,
lot of hard work on the part of everybody.
yeah, Cindy's
Mhm.
boss would not give her the day off, so of course she will miss the entire graduation because there is no work-life balance anymore. Just kidding. Would that suck?
Well, she really
Wouldn't
can't
that be
get the
awful?
day off? You were
No,
kidding?
no.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't that be awful when you'd say, look, my child is graduating from college, so I need to take a personal day.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
So-
sorry.
That's what sick days are
We
for.
have, yeah. Sorry, hey, we can't. We need you today.
So we used to call them mental health days my old job.
Huh?
We used to call them mental health days in my old job.
Yeah, you get the double birds for that one. I'll tell you right now.
There aren't enough days in the year anymore for that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Paige is in the group for the first time ever. So let's put her up on the board. And somebody's walking in the door right in the middle of the podcast. Oh my God.
That's who I thought it was.
Wait a
coming
minute.
because-
I asked.
We got a
Watch out, 'cause
quorum.
the mic of the thing's on that. I asked him last night, Paul, why don't you come on down? No, I ain't gonna do that.
We got a
I'm
quorum.
not gonna. We got a quorum. You can't be here. It's an official meeting now. Because we're all on public health and safety.
Yeah, we got more than half the committee here. That's true.
So was I loud and obnoxious last night?
You were.
Okay.
With that plan.
So what?
Oh, sorry.
So I don't know. I just figured, Rich, would you like your public health and safety plan, the summarized version?
The pandemic one?
Yeah. Would you like that published
I don't care.
so residents would see it?
I don't care.
I mean, why?
Oh, you're saying I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying I don't care as far as I don't mind. That's
Okay.
probably a good idea. I mean,
Okay. A good idea, Rich says. Jim?
Well, I absolutely believe that it should be because, I mean, we spent time on it. Rich spent the majority of the time on
Yeah.
it. and it's going to get thrown in a file cabinet. And 10 years later, they're going to say, "Oh, we were supposed to review this 9 years ago."
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why I said we should put it up for
The other
people
one,
to read.
It would have to be the summarized version because
That's exactly what I said, though. If you
41 pages is not somebody's going to read it.
no,
Mm.
But even the people who are supposed to read it won't even read the summarized version. So
Well,
but you know what? The people that do read it will be informed, right?
but maybe people are so sick of hearing about COVID, they could give a,
Yeah,
they could care less about a pandemic plan.
can put it in the
Hopefully they'll
newspaper, and you can put it in the newspaper, and no one will read it at all.
Yeah, hopefully nobody will see another pandemic.
well, if somebody wanted to take and go through the effort of doing it, you could take and turn the whole thing into a bullet point for each paragraph.
Well, it's
Which-
pretty much-
That's what the summary
that's
pretty
what
much
the
is.
summary is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The nuts and bolts.
You were talking about 21 pages.
41 pages is the total.
Yeah, but you were talking about 21 pages. I thought was the
No,
Oh,
summary.
come over on this side of the microphone.
Oh,
here we go.
No, I don't know how many pages the summary is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're PowerPoint slides. So
Oh, a dozen maybe.
if that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it was enough to keep the board of selectmen at least listening. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I think it should be up there. I think the people should be able to read it if they want to.
Doesn't make any difference to me. I don't own it.
Yeah.
No,
Belongs
no,
to
no,
the-
no, no, no,
belongs to
no.
the
Well,
town.
you know,
Yeah.
put it on our social media page. I guess we're creating a new one. I think someone in the studio is.
Yeah,
creating
we're gonna
a
do
new
an
one.
Instagram as well.
And put it out there.
Yeah.
And put it on our website. We should have a line item on the town's website that says public health and safety.
There is
Mhm.
one.
Okay, and then beyond that, these kinds of things, including your PSAs, could get posted there.
Well, pretty tough. Well, you could do them, I guess, but there
Sure.
is. The town webpage does have
Oh, the
It-
town.
the town one. If you go in there, you'll immediately see public health and safety. It's right
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
And right now, basically, what's there now is the house numbering requirement. That's what's there.
Mhm. So it's public health and safety. So why would we shield it from the public?
Well, it doesn't make any difference to me.
I mean, technically, it is open to the public. So
Public health and safety.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I do. I think that it should be put up. And I don't think there should be any holding it back.
Put it up.
You know, let's be a board that's actually transparent.
I don't own it, so it doesn't make any difference to me.
If you owned it, would you put it up there?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So, but we can be
I had
transparent.
lots. Of, I had
Maybe.
lots of edits for it, but none of them got in there.
Oh,
Uh,
is Jim gonna whine? How? Gonna call the ambulance?
Well, like we said, we not like we disagreed with your edits. It was
You didn't, because I wasn't there that day.
No, this was over a period of time.
Oh, okay.
Everything in there, almost every paragraph in there refers to removing some more of our freedoms.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the whole thing should have been junked.
Oh,
it's over now. I'm not going to worry about it. Water over the dam. Let the next generation worry about it.
they won't have any
What-
rights then anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What's going to be left for the next generation to worry about?
Yeah. They won't give a crap.
They're giving them
You were
away.
going
Anyway.
on, we were going to talk about a different subject anyways this morning.
yeah, but you don't know what happens with us. You know, we
Well,
get
I
on a
know,
subject and we run down that rabbit hole, and
And then you give me dirty looks.
I do. You give them right back.
Well, here.
Did you see that chipmunk run away? Yeah.
What? So yeah, I wanted to talk about oil and gasoline and the prices and
Yeah.
what are we doing to can't control it?
No.
You know it obviously the first thing that Joe Biden did, one of the first things is he shut down our own pipelines.
Yep.
What did they think was going to happen?
Exactly what
That's-
happened.
See, you've asked the pertinent question. What do you think? There isn't anybody down there that thinks anymore.
Well, I read an article this morning that Russia's making more freaking money now than they ever had.
I saw that. Yeah.
With oil.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Russians are making more freaking money now than they ever did with their oil.
And
Yeah.
how stupid is Europe? I mean, you get countries that are getting 90% of their natural gas from Russia, and they're cutting their own throat.
Yep.
What are they going to do come the wintertime?
Not that. What are we going to do come winter
Mhm.
time? Think about it.
The G7, they want to take the Russian oil reserves and bring it to Ukraine.
They're gonna have to go in there and get it.
Well,
And the Kremlin came off and said, I read it on Reuters, which is actually a reputable news source, that would be downright theft. That's what the Kremlin said if they
Well-
took the oil reserves, the G7, and gave it to
Where are their oil reserves? Somewhere where they can go in and just walk away with it? Or
No.
you just can't pick it up.
that's what I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get that from.
Hey,
If we could move an oil well, I'd be glad to put one in my backyard.
Yeah. Well, I imagine their Russia's oil reserves are in Russia. I mean,
Mhm.
Well, they blew one up.
Russians did?
Ukraine did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they blew one up that was close to the border.
Oh,
You're talking about the boat?
No. I'm talking about
Oh.
one of their oil reserves. The Ukrainians actually went in and blew one up.
oh, good for them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Bob wants to know, can we talk to our representatives about this?
Well, that's what I was going to
Oh.
bring up.
You're going to talk to Blumenthal and you're going to talk to Murphy. What do you think they're going to do?
Oh, they got their thumbs up Biden's ass.
Well, Rich, let's back that down.
It kind of was, but
I mean, they
Rich
can't-
Waslick's opinion is not those all of SNSN, its staff and sponsors.
They can't even get baby formula. You think they're going to get oil? Come on, give me a freaking break.
I don't think the representatives have. I mean, I don't think there's anything they can do.
well, I think they could
not-
overturn
I think
his.
it's way over them.
I think they can overturn his mandates.
Yeah.
They have that power.
They
That's
won't.
Right, they won't. That's the
They
key
won't.
right
They
there.
won't
No.
because then where are they going to go? You know,
They could start making decisions for the
that's,
people.
that's
that
the
would be
problem. Everything is party, not
Mhm.
for the people.
Mhm.
And that's what
Yeah.
happens with politicians usually when they get in. They're for the people. Then
Mhm.
all of a sudden they turn to the party.
Look, I tried to contact a couple of representatives last week to get questions answered about this very subject.
Yeah.
One Republican, one Democrat. Guess who returned my call?
nobody.
Republican.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So
You're
good
not-
luck.
You're
Now,
not
was this our state officials, or was this our
State representatives.
state representatives?
not surprised.
No calls returned.
Hmm.
One said that they would return my call. Couldn't right now because they were busy. Okay.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
Nothing back.
That's too bad.
Geez, you think with re-election season come up, they'd call.
Well,
Well, I'm just concerned about what people who are living on the edge right now are going to do when the heating season hits.
Yeah.
Pillage.
You know, my last oil fill up was about four something, but I've heard that fuel oil now is close to, for your home it's close to $6. I don't know how accurate
it's
that
actually $5.99 to $6.
is. $5.99.
Yeah.
And they're delivering actually 50 gallons now. They've dropped it down to about 50 gallons.
Because people can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 50, that's $250 right there.
So that's
Do
what
they
they're
still
doing.
have that relief or programs you can go and get contributions for home heating oil if you need it?
I think they do, and I think the senior center has that. But they're going to run out of money fast because when it's $3 a gallon, you can spread that money around. But
Yeah, I didn't know if they had other
$6 a
ones just
gallon,
also.
you need a lot more money.
There's no state one or anything like that.
Well, part of there's part of your, I'm not sure if it's part of your electric bill or something that contributes money to that group that does the supplement of your fuel oil and your other stuff. There's a supplement somewhere, part of a bill that you pay.
Just because it's relevant to what we're saying right now, Court Kenny says heating assistance ends this month.
Oh,
There's no heating assistance in the summertime.
well, I
No,
hope
not really.
No.
No.
What's
no.
it start? November 1st?
I would think so. But keep in mind that's all volunteer. People donate that money, but it's there's going to be a hell of a lot more people asking.
You
for
bet.
these,
You bet.
and there's not going to be enough money to go around.
Mm.
Yes. All right. Laura says state representatives are so disconnected from their constituents. There's no point discussing anything with them.
That's true. They don't care.
And it's even worse with our federal ones.
Oh yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
they should be required to spend about 90% of their time in their home districts and only 10% in Washington.
And they're all millionaires.
I'm talking state representatives.
you're
yeah.
right. I know
I
you're
mean, they're all multimillionaires.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They go in there with the intention of becoming a millionaire.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, look at a couple of past presidents that were basically broke and
Now look at
everything else, and
Sure.
buying $1 million,
Absolutely.
$10 million properties.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're better. They go in like you and I, end up they're better than you and I. That's their, like I always said, they go in as a representative for the people, then they become a politician.
Well, the whole system is so corrupted, Paul.
I know.
If you
Agree.
try and stay outside of it, like Ron Paul did for many years. He was known as Mr. No down there on all the stupid bills that they try to pass.
It's going to be interesting as we move towards
Mhm.
November and what happens with the next election. It'll be interesting to see.
Say people really do have the power. They just got to vote.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't vote, and just like us. I mean, if we look here and we say, are we going to have an impact on the presidential election? No.
Mm.
Think about it.
Mhm.
Do we ever get any what do they call? I can't even think of the name of the votes that go against the president. What does they call those?
The veto?
No. When we have
You're talking about the
electrical votes,
Electoral college.
Yeah.
The electoral
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times do you see the Connecticut's Republican?
Oh,
Always Democrat. So
Mhm.
even if you wanted the Republican, even if you wanted a different Democrat get in there, you can't get him in there. So
Mhm.
our vote down here is nothing.
There's an opinion here from Cindy that she believes there's going to be more house fires because people are going to have to use more electric space heaters.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Let's ask the fireman that.
No, it's very true.
That is very true.
We saw a lot of when they had the hurricanes and power went out.
Yeah.
How many CO emergencies? People died from CO problems and running generators in next to their houses.
That's
and-
exactly what's going to happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
You're going to find that happen. More people dying of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one right across from a firehouse when I was working one day in Montville, running the generator right inside the
Mhm.
house.
I believe it.
running the generator in the house.
Yeah, in the garage.
I believe it.
Mhm.
Because people don't think.
Yeah, they don't think anything.
Because you're afraid to put the generator outside. The person are going to steal it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Mhm. So I see that. That's a very big
You
possibility.
can't have anything outside today because somebody's going to come in the yard and walk away with it.
And then
It's
people are going to
happening
start
around here.
stealing home heating oil.
Term limits need to be a national referendum because the politicians will never vote to end their gravy train.
That's true.
The two-party system is broken. That comment courtesy of Court Kinney.
Yes, very
I
true.
totally agree
Yes.
with them, but who's going to start it? Because every time if there's
Well, I sent money to Ron Paul was a big proponent of term limitations, and I sent money to him for years to try and get term limitations.
Yeah.
Not that he was, Texas rep. It wasn't doing anything for me personally, but for the nation, I thought he was on the right track.
send it to Blumenthal, send it to Murphy, see what they tell you.
Yeah.
They won't even.
You won't even hear.
They
You
won't even hear you.
I think one of the problems when you're trying to talk to these people also, you're not actually talking to them most of the time. You're talking to people that work for them.
Yeah, you never get the.
Yeah, you don't get them.
because they're too high up on the ladder to talk.
I got to be honest. I mean, I have gotten, and spoken to Joe Courtney.
Well, I think Joe Court is a different breed.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that, it seems like, he's on both sides.
Yeah, but the
Not
other
really.
thing too is he may come to an end as well because of his party. People are getting fed up with it.
Well, I mean, look at who else was a long-term second district representative. Sam Gagenson.
Oh, yeah. I
Remember him back in the 70s and the 80s?
In
And
a long
yeah,
time.
yeah. And I mean, he very much, I mean, him and Courtney, maybe their views are different, but the way they act are pretty much the same. I think Gagenson was a little more hard-nosed.
Yeah.
You know, than
Well, we have Court Kinney listening in this morning,
Yep.
and he's always got some salient points to make.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, Cortland, how badly is the fuel cost going to affect your operation, your farming operation?
that's a really good question. Yeah.
Because I'm much more concerned about food than almost anything else.
They said the wheat prices are going to be astronomical coming up.
Well, don't we get a lot of our wheat from Ukraine?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they produce 40% of the world's wheat?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's your reason why. I mean,
Freeze your bread, folks.
I mean, the Russians destroyed that.
They burned a lot of it up, right?
So,
And they took some too, I thought, brother.
so
Hmm.
it's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah. It's an absolute mess.
Yeah.
What do you think about term limits? You're for that,
Oh, absolutely.
Paul?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
So why don't they do it?
Judge Washington
'Cause
set
we-
the precedent of term limits. They wanted him to be basically king forever. And he says, no, he says, that's not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So why don't they do it?
Because the people that
I think if you poll Americans, you know, if Quinnipiac does, you know, a poll, a scientific poll.
because the way the
would be-
process works are the people don't make the decision. That's the
Okay.
you have to have probably a constitutional convention in order to make that happen.
And they ain't gonna.
And I'm scared to death of a constitutional convention.
Why's that?
Why? Because I think you wouldn't recognize our constitution when they get through hammering it.
Once you open the flood, like opening a contract.
They want to take something else away from you.
God, I don't know if Court is there because he's not answering your question.
No.
That's okay.
But gas, like for example, like one of the things that supposedly was supposed to give us some relief was the tax, which is now gone until what, the end of November?
End of year. Yeah.
Oh, it is the end. I thought it was
think
end of
it's-
November.
Yeah, somewhere around
Close
there.
enough.
Close enough.
Well, I stopped for gas coming down here today,
Mhm.
and I put exactly the same amount of gas in the tank today that I did 2 weeks ago, and it cost me $6 more.
I believe it.
The what was the point I was going to make? Probably wasn't going to make any point at all. I was probably just going to blab. When the gas tax came down, it was what, $3.98.
Yep.
And now it's back up to $4.49. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah, $4.44 I paid on the way.
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So it's
But
ridiculous.
it's not only the gas. Take a look at your 401k.
Mhm.
How much money people are losing in their retirements.
Mhm.
All that money is gone. I mean, we're not talking dollars. We're talking hundreds of dollars because of the stock market doing its thing.
The scary thing is they say it's going to get worse. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
we probably hit a full recession at some
and
point.
the one good thing about the younger folks is that they'll have time to build it back up again because it's, eventually it's going to come back. It's
Mm.
not going to go away forever. But if you're a retiree and you depend on that money for your retirement, it took a hit like you won't
Mhm.
believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
You know,
Yeah,
if you manage to accumulate $100,000,
It's probably
when you about
Go
the
ahead.
time you were retiring, and you were getting 6 or 7% or 8% on your money. Okay, that was significant.
Yeah.
You know, what do you, on $100,000 now? What are you getting? $100 a year?
Yeah, nothing. Well, it's not worth it to put money in a bank.
No.
That's for sure. Not worth it at all. They give you $2. Yeah, you
Made
better-
10 cents.
Yeah, you better off putting it in a can and bury it in your backyard.
Well, we thank you for listening to us today, SNSN, as we broadcast live from the Jewett City Savings Bank Studios. Nobody caught that one. Okay.
No,
I caught it.
I got it.
Well, let's face it. It's not just,
You can't blame them.
it's all banks.
Bob says the gas tax thing is BS. Average around country is $3.99.
Well, let's look more than that. Let's look at, he talked about all these tax cuts he was going to do in the budget.
Mhm.
When he did the mill tax, when he did the limited mill rate tax for real estate and auto for your
Well,
car.
for real estate, It was just
He-
it was
he-
just for auto, wasn't it?
No, it was for real estate as well.
Oh yeah.
It was from 45 to 29. That's the max. That's in other words, they used to be able to charge 45 mils. That was the max, and then it dropped it down to 29. Okay, we were at 25. We got nothing out of it. That tax break gave us nothing. Yeah.
We gave tax breaks to the more.
Yeah. So he bragged about all this crap he did, and what has he done? Nothing.
Gave himself a break.
Yeah.
But Paul, they all talk to the constituents, okay? And as long as you're offering something free to them, they're going to vote for you.
Exactly. And that's what people think that's what they're doing. They're giving you all this stuff when they're giving you actually nothing, giving you a lip service. Yeah. Go ahead. We're really blasted today, man.
Hawaii, $5.40 a gallon is the average.
That's probably because you're paying
Well,
to get it onto the islands.
That's because of the island. But I think California is probably more.
California's around 8, I think, or 7. I mean,
Wow.
let me see.
Wow.
Let's see what California is.
But they can afford it there. They're all actors.
Say their income's a lot higher too over there, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Gas prices in California average $5.98, as high as $6.16.
I would think there's probably not
$6.19, $6.33.
Yeah.
So
And probably in the bigger cities, there's probably nobody driving anyway.
Yes.
Well,
That's
I don't know what I missed a little bit of what
they're talking about California gas prices.
Yeah, but look at the fuel prices and look at what it's going to do to everything, because everything moves by truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the truck is the cost of moving that truck has doubled.
I think you'll see
Yeah.
them stopping moving like they did years ago.
Yeah.
They weren't moving any products anymore for a while.
all right, so Court answered your question.
Uh-huh.
Fertilizer and fuel are more than double what they were 2 years ago. All other expenses are driven by those in agriculture. When the large farms put more corn into the ethanol production, we will see even larger increases in food prices.
Yep.
Yeah. On top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
The ethanol from fuel, that's a net loss.
Yeah. Well, it was a big thing there for a while.
It's all the green stuff. And I'm not against green stuff, but you got to be practical about it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get out of this. We've gone so far.
There's a few ideas, but they can't say them on the radio.
David Lemire, who is coming up as Facebook user. By the way, if before you make a comment, it'll tell you right out when you join the room. Do you give us permission to use your? If you don't see that, then it comes up as Facebook user. So he writes. Let me put this up on the board. No reason fuel should be as high as it is. If the goal is for us to buy electric, they need to figure out a new way. If the prices remain this high come winter, it'll be $1,400 a month for me to heat my home. I simply can't afford that at all, let alone try to simultaneously go electric. Meanwhile, oil companies are reporting record profits.
Mm-hmm. And guess who
What
they're paying to make that happen?
how's he heating his house at this point?
Well, if he's heating electric, yeah, it's not cheap.
Well, our house is fully electric. In the wintertime, it costs $600-700, I think.
A month.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Even we leave the temperature at 60 degrees. It's
Still not much.
Well, I haven't done this calculation since I built my first home many years ago. But when I normalized the cost of oil at that time to 1, so if you said it was $1 to heat your home, but I didn't have natural gas, but I could have had propane, it would have been $1.78 to heat my home, and if I used electric to heat it, it would have been $2.31 to heat my home. Those are just the ratios, not the cost. Okay, I normalized everything to oil at $1.
Yeah.
But I haven't. It'd be interesting to do that calculation again and see what it is today.
Yeah, it's. It's going to be a tough winter. If this doesn't change by the end of the year, we're going to be in deep shit. I mean, let's face it.
No,
Mhm.
deep shit is deep shit.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
until I built this house,
there's
I-
going to be a lot of people freezing to death as a result of because you're not going to. I mean, you have to keep yours on 68, but if your electric bill is going to be, $800 or $900 a month,
Mhm.
that's a big hit.
Yeah, it's huge. And
I mean, I don't give a damn how much money you make.
yeah, who wants to pay for it?
Yeah.
So Bob says, thank you, Democrats. And I do want to remind everybody this is not a political forum.
No.
This is not we hate Democrats, we love Republicans, we hate Republicans, we hate Democrats. It's just the way things are right now. I mean, I've seen this country, and I'm sure each one of you will concur that this country has prospered under Republicans and at one time as well as Democrats.
Yeah.
It's cyclical.
I mean, I've never seen it as bad as it is right now. Sure. I mean,
Well,
we've gone.
this guy's just stupid, but I mean,
Let's face it. It's got. I mean, Jim, you've been along a little longer than I have, but this is probably the worst I've ever seen it in my lifetime, as
Mhm.
far as the way this country is right now. Not only from resources of oil and gas, but people's attitudes. And,
Mhm.
this whole pronoun thing and woke thing. It's what the hell is going on. And by the way,
Mhm.
if I call you bald, that's sexual harassment. By the way.
cancel.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you cannot call somebody bald anymore
Mhm.
because that's considered to be sexual harassment.
hmm
So you want to make
What is sexual about bald?
Let's see the kid that got suspended because he didn't use the proper pronoun, and they
Yeah.
called it sexual harassment.
Yeah, didn't use the proper pronoun, so you got
He got charged for sexual harassment by the
Harassment.
school.
yes.
So let's get back. I want to ask you guys, about like the presidents, for example.
Yeah,
We opened the windows, by the way, so now
getting
everybody will
warm.
know we're right here on Main Street.
yeah, it's a little warm.
Do you feel that this country prospered under Bill Clinton?
I was too young to even think about it,
Okay.
honestly.
Well,
So,
they used to say Bill Clinton was the last one that had a balanced budget. In reality, he did not have a balanced budget either, because what they're not adding in there is all the unfunded mandates like Social Security, Medicare, and all of that.
Yeah, but the question is did the country prosper under Bill Clinton in the 8 years that he was president?
I think they didn't do too bad, and I think part of the reason was because you had a Democratic president and you had a Republican Congress for a good part of the time. So
checks and balances. right?
yeah, there was the checks and balances.
And that's
They
what
had to work
I'm
together.
kind of hoping that's what happens in November, that we become checks and balances
Mhm.
again.
So when Ronald Reagan was president,
Yep.
it was a Democratic Congress.
I can't recall, but
But
So-
I even though it was a Democratic Congress, I think that they got along.
Yeah,
I think they
the
work
point I was
together.
trying to make is that I don't know so much if it's a Republican Democrat thing as much as some people are just stupid.
Well, I think that's what we have now. We have a lot of people that got in there that don't even deserve to be in there.
Yeah.
And making all these crazy ass decisions that are causing us to go where we are. I mean, I've always thought that both parties had worked together, not to the, they work together, not to the extreme it is today. They don't work together. They hate each other.
I mean, we had, I'm originally from Massachusetts, so we had, some senior people there, Kennedy and who's a long-term rep, I can't remember him. But
Not aware.
they out of
Massachusetts?
yeah, and but those people were I mean, I didn't believe it. I
Ted
was
Kennedy.
on the totally opposite side of their philosophy, but at least they tried to work together.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. Today, they won't work together.
No, and today it's just if I can cut you up, I'm going to cut
That's
you up.
exactly what they're doing.
I think the biggest problem today, all of them, mental health. I think they're all freaking crazy.
I think the biggest problem today is the voters themselves. Okay, I don't think
Like that falls along the same line.
John Kerry.
they don't. Oh Jesus!
Isn't that the Massachusetts
Yeah,
rep?
he was a long time.
He was. Yeah, he was a son of John Kerry.
Well,
was a
yeah.
son,
Well, no,
yeah.
Victoria said Carrie, so I figured.
Well,
No,
Kerry,
this was long before Kerry was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she probably could be my great granddaughter.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Well, like my granddaughter then. But
Yes.
yeah, John Kerry.
Oh, she could be.
Yeah,
a
and
good
I
one.
think
John Kerry should just go down and retire because I think he's a lot of the problems we got going on today too.
we got
Because he's in the limelight, John Kerry.
yeah.
You know,
We had Michael Dukakis as a
he was
governor.
he was with the governor,
And I was traveling around the country at that time, and people
Yeah.
would say, "What do you think of him?" And I says, "I hope the hell you elect him and get him out of Massachusetts."
And he did not.
Right. And what did he win? One state, Massachusetts, I think.
Mhm. Oh, that was a slaughter. That was an absolute slaughter.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think? Is it a Republican Democrat thing? I mean, sure, the personalities gnash together, but when it comes to policy and things that are being voted on, is it a Republican Democrat thing?
Well, it obviously is. That's
But it's being driven from behind the
Right.
scenes. That's
Right.
what it really is.
See, that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
If you're gonna,
It's basically, if I can keep you and Paul fighting, you guys can't accomplish anything.
the reason why I said that is because we had the red tsunami just this last year,
Mhm.
right? It's probably going to happen again.
a good chance.
This election.
I don't know if it'll be as
I don't think-
high.
I don't think it'll check. Well,
Yeah,
because you got state,
hmm
you got state elections, that are
Yeah.
happening right now. I still don't think it'll change anything.
no.
I think it'll change some
Let's
stuff in Connecticut.
look at the local scene.
hmm
Okay, pretty much ruled by Republicans now. Griswold is.
hmm
And I don't think it's going to change on the local scene. I think it's going to change somewhat on the state scene and even more on the federal scene. And that's
Mhm.
because I'm pretty well convinced that there is a massive amount of voter fraud. I don't know how you deal with the issue of. I mean, you should have a picture ID. We go to vote here. We have to show picture ID.
Yep.
Why the hell can you walk? Why can you just drive by a ballot box and drop 3,000 votes in there? I mean,
They do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the elections here in town are pretty straight up.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I don't think
Yeah.
there's any. I would not think anything going
No.
on.
Now, look, in the big cities in Connecticut, is
Oh, no?
identification. Do you have to show
know.
identification to vote, or do you just come in and say,
I
I'm
don't know.
people number one. Where's my ballot?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
So you had to still show an ID and cross your name off the list, don't you?
I don't know.
Well, we do locally, but I'm saying
Everywhere I've gone, they've done that. That's why.
even in the if you voted in a large city recently. I do these.
Not New
We must
Haven.
have
Not New
someone
Haven
on
or
the-
anything.
We must have someone here that could answer.
Yeah,
that
not New
question.
Haven or anything like that.
I
No.
don't know.
But I just figured that if they do it in a small town, they must do it. That's what I was figuring.
Mm.
I don't know.
See, I'm figuring the other way around.
Yeah, maybe. But I know a lot of the bigger cities, they have you register to vote. They'll actually drive to the colleges, register them to vote because they're considered residents even when you live at a college.
Yeah.
And then they'll put them on a bus and they'll drive them to the ballot box to vote the way they want them to. I've
Yeah.
seen that happen firsthand.
Ryan says photo ID is not required in Connecticut. I didn't present one last election just to be an expletive.
Wow.
Okay.
Wasn't in this town.
Huh?
Couldn't have been in this town.
Victoria said it is not a law that you have to show ID in this state.
Oh.
Bob says it is in Waterbury. So maybe town ordinances.
Yeah, because we show an ID when we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make you show an ID.
Yes, they do.
Mhm.
hmm
Brian says it was in Griswold.
Grizzle. Then
Mhm.
somebody slipped up because normal. That kind of
Yeah.
surprises me.
Maybe they ask but can't demand.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I've always been asked, it's, can I see your ID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard ID, please give me your ID. Never heard that. It's, can I see your ID?
Yeah, I never thought about the semantics the way the
Yeah,
question.
I just show it. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I mean, well, how do we know you're entitled to vote? How do we know you're even registered to vote?
Doesn't
How do
matter
we know-
anymore.
How do we know if you're even a citizen?
Doesn't matter anymore.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, it
Mhm.
does, but it doesn't.
No, yeah.
And that's why the Republican Democrat two-party system will never work. They're never going to work together. We're always going to have this shit show, no matter what we do. Then it's going to go way up, way down, way up, way down. This is just another end of the cycle.
Yeah.
This is another end of the cycle where people are losing money. They're losing their ass, on different things. Look at the housing market.
Oh.
Okay.
Down now.
Yeah, it's down. Why? Because the prime rate is way up.
Yep.
But what do you think of what's happening? Jim, you're very much embedded in the housing industry, in the housing market.
Mhm.
So, I mean, what happened? Housing prices where people were paying 20-30% over asking price.
And that a lot of that was, in my opinion, was due to the pandemic, the so-called pandemic. Okay, people were literally frightened to death. Practically, they wanted to get out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at many of the major cities, there's been a net reduction in population.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got a lot of New York City people down here.
And even as even houses that my son and grandson were building, we had people from New York looking at them.
Ryan, send me that link in Messenger because I can't copy it from there.
Will you send you a copy of the
Yeah,
statue?
yeah, and I'm going to put it up on the board.
Mhm.
Bob, very true. United we stand, divided we fall.
That's what they're counting on.
There you go. I've thought many times, are we heading for civil war?
I wouldn't cross it off the list yet.
No.
I think it'll be a different kind of civil war. I
Yeah,
don't think
it won't be North against the South. It'll
No,
be-
you kidding? Half the kids today don't even know how to pick up a road.
That's the thing that's scary too, because if we ever went into a World War III, who's going to volunteer?
Yeah.
It ain't going to have any
Have-
volunteers.
I would hope
You'd have to bring the
I would
draft
hope
back.
No one would volunteer.
Nobody's going to volunteer, Jim. They're all going to beg ass.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like
It's
in
not like the
Vietnam.
World War II generation.
The generation is not going to fight.
There's no pride.
What do you
in it.
think's happening in Russia?
Mhm.
What do you think about all those Russian soldiers? They're forced to go in and fight.
Mhm.
They're like our young folks around here, man. They're used to playing with their phone and playing with their Xboxes.
Mhm.
You think they want to fight?
Well,
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
What do you think we had here for decades?
Yeah.
You had the draft.
We
Okay,
did have the draft.
so up on the board right now, you can read it and weep.
Yeah.
This is from the fact page from the state of Connecticut.
Oh,
Is a driver's license or photo ID required to vote in Connecticut? No. When you arrive at the polling place, the poll worker will request that you present ID, but if you do not have any, then in most cases, you may sign an affidavit in lieu of presenting an ID. There are several options for identification, and they do not need to be a driver's license or a photo ID.
So they're
Passport.
required with different forms of identification. So I can bring my, I don't know,
Bring your passport.
gas bill.
Bring your passport.
Yeah, I don't have one.
That
yet.
doesn't have to be a picture ID. You can bring your gas bill,
Yeah.
which they use as a form of identification.
How about
Yeah.
this?
Okay, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. So is there something else? This was about IDs.
So I mean, how do you? I give you my gas bill so you can go vote, Paul. How does anybody know? It's just more fraud.
Bingo.
Okay, it's the system is being gamed.
How about this one, Jim? You're gonna eat off this one for a year. Does my ID need to have the address printed on it? No.
I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah.
I mean,
I say no ID.
If your
really does.
ID includes a photo, it does not need to include your address.
Oh, okay. But when we go to vote, the people that are working at the line, they have a list of all the
And your
voters
address.
and your address. So they check you off by your address. All right. Now, if you get, if you're in a big place, you could have 100 different John Smiths.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So how do you deal with this stuff if you're not being much more diligent than what we are?
Well, they're not being diligent enough. Look at the last election. There were dead people voting.
That's been going on in Chicago since
Yeah.
Daley was.
I think we should go to the next one and say, "Hi, I'm Jim Barney." Don't show him any photo ID. Let's just take his vote.
Well, first-time voters who A, registered by mail after January 1st, B, are voting for the first time in a primary/election with federal candidates on the ballot. That's a big thing. And C, have a mark next to their name on the official registry list. You must present a copy of your current and valid photo identification that shows your name and address. That's first-time voters. All other voters, you must present your social security card or any pre-printed form of identification that shows your name and address, or name and signature, or name and photograph. Sign a statement under penalty of false statement on Form 681 entitled Signatures of Electors Who Did Not Present ID. So no, you do not need your driver's license. Who the hell is to say that I'm not walking in with my ID that says I live at 123 Your Town, Griswold, Connecticut, but I have moved to Canterbury 6 months ago?
Well, that's the thing. My ID doesn't have my address on it right now. My driver's license, I have a scribble on the tag that is required on the back of it with a change of address.
Yeah.
So.
Now here's another. I mean, it was moved far from the energy subject, but that's fine. We do that anyways. But I had a discussion. I mean, I'm a property owner in the borough, but I live in Griswold. All right. So I am told that I can vote on budget issues here in the borough, but I cannot vote
The election.
on the election of people in the borough. Okay. And that to me that doesn't
make a lot of sense.
Huh?
I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying taxes in here. Why shouldn't I have a voice in who's representing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can vote on the budget, but if I don't support the people that are creating the budget.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. So that's also saying renters can't vote because they don't own property.
No, I'm not saying.
But I'm saying if you're going on what you say,
yeah,
that because you own property here, you should be able to vote carte blanche, for any election in the borough.
Yes, but I'm not saying anything about the fact that you're a renter that you can't vote.
There are a lot of people out there that say renters should not be able to vote because they do not pay property taxes.
Yes, they do.
They do
Through
it-
their rent,
yeah,
yes.
they do it
Through their
indirectly.
vehicle.
Vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I don't. The people that were saying that, I think that's nonsense.
It is nonsense.
Okay.
Have you
Much
not
more-
heard that?
No, I've not heard that.
I've
You've
heard
never-
it a bunch of
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Much more important though is to make sure that the people who are voting are actually entitled to vote.
Sarah. Good morning, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. I think our voting system relies way too much on an honor system. When I became an American citizen in 2013, Sarah's from the UK, I registered to vote the very next week, but never had to show any proof of citizenship. I think this is bigger than mail-in voting.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Oh, sure.
You got a caller coming in? Or
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Good morning. Thanks for calling SNSN. Hello? Are you there? No, my extended warranty doesn't need to be extended.
Was that actually what it was? Was it?
No, you would have.
Nobody.
You
heard
would
it.
have heard.
There's
Yeah,
nobody there.
nobody there.
Probably was that.
It was
though.
like, oh crap. So, and this, see, the funny thing is about we can put any subject we want to that we're going to talk about in the morning.
What was it this morning?
It never ever ends
What was it?
where we start
Fuel
to talk
prices.
about.
Fuel price. Oh, God.
I mean, we've kind of
Well,
gone through to that.
We've gone into the main problem on how you change the fuel prices. That's
Well, I'd like to hear what our listeners are doing to prepare for this fall if the price of fuel does not come down.
I don't think it'll come down before fall.
I don't either.
Well, I don't know.
That's cash cow time.
And even after the crisis is over, I'm not sure it's going to come
We're
down.
coming up on an election,
Yeah,
in November.
November. Yeah.
and
Good point.
they
Good
need to do something so people are going to change their mind on
Hmm.
who to vote for. Let's face it, if there's a drastic reduction in oil prices, who's going to look good?
Well, you look at this past November,
guy
the
that
pandemic
shut down
went
the
away.
pipeline.
That's my point.
You look at this past November, the pandemic disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
So let's.
And now the flu's back.
right.
So they don't need the pandemic anymore.
I was just going to say, and during the pandemic, nobody died
Yeah.
from the flu.
No,
Right.
nobody got the flu.
They stopped. The CDC actually stopped tracking it. From what I
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing to track.
Yeah.
Well, their budget counted on who they voted on.
Hey, if you get $15,000 for claiming the patient was COVID,
Mm.
huge incentive.
But you look at what a lot of these other states have done, requiring you to have an electric vehicle by a certain time, and all this other stuff. That's gonna.
Well, they're already requiring in California. I think
Yeah.
it's by 25.
Yeah.
All your lawnmowers and your chainsaws and all that
Mhm.
stuff needs to be converted to electric or battery, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happening. Look around. How many times you can find in
Do you know how much an electric lawnmower costs? A decent one?
I don't know.
Like $600. I was looking at him yesterday. Why? Because my gas lawnmower needs to be fixed again for the third time in 3 years.
You got to change the oil.
Yeah, well, it's needs to tune up, carburetor tune up, and everything. So
Most people don't winterize them, and they
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a problem.
I know I don't.
That's where they clog up.
That's the biggest. That's
the biggest.
I think we're headed
Yeah.
into a bigger problem with all that when people have to pay for that. That's gonna the electric cars and all. That's big money.
Oh, it's big money.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, who the hell's got $70,000-$80,000 to go out and buy
a car.
a car?
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
you still got to pay
Well-
for your house.
How are they going to generate the electricity to charge all of these vehicles?
You're right.
Okay,
They're not going to be able to do it battery.
you know.
Hmm.
You're right.
You're certainly not going to do it with solar and wind.
No, it's
Okay.
not around here. You're not.
I'm not sure you're going to do it any place.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you got? You got nuclear. You got coal.
nuclear is the
You get-
cleanest form, is it not?
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
want nuclear.
Hmm. Yeah, they want to get rid of that
They
too.
had 3
But
nuclear plants here. They just shut them all down,
All
right?
right.
Or is there still one going? I don't know.
no, they're still good. Millstone, but Millstone doesn't provide the power for around here, as far as I understand. It goes up to New Hampshire, and we get our electricity from New Hampshire, as far as I know. So
We
it's
got
Ours, I think we get ours here in Jewett City from Canada.
CLMP.
Oh, is it CLMP?
Yeah, it comes in over.
Oh, you would know.
Yeah, it comes in over
Lisbon?
Lisbon.
Yeah, but
But I mean, where does it start?
CLMP get it? I mean,
Yeah, it's probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
they buy it.
Hmm.
yeah, they go out and they buy 10 trillion
Well,
kilowatts.
the one up in Killallee's generating too. That's a.
Yeah, as far as I understood, though, like Millstone, their power they actually generate goes to, like up to New Hampshire and vice versa, or something like that. I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm told.
I think they tried to get the Canadians to bring the power down, but I think somebody stopped. I think it stopped in New Hampshire someplace.
Oh.
They didn't want the stuff coming in. New Hampshire was complaining about it, so they stopped it. I thought that's what they were going
Well,
to
some of the stuff I remember was I don't know if it was New Hampshire or Maine. It was a huge upcry. They were going to clear a wide swath for 100 miles or
I
something.
think that's what
and
they stopped
and
it.
the environmentalists shut
Yeah,
that
they
down.
shut it down. Yeah.
Well, I think the environmentalists need to start thinking about. You shut all these power plants down. You're not getting rid of the nuclear stuff.
No.
It's you're not solving a problem that way.
No. I don't. Well, what are you going to do? It's still going to be need fossil fuel for stuff.
Yeah,
You ready for a Canadian dad joke?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we get a lot of energy from Canada.
Yes, we
You know,
do.
it's Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Thank you.
Yeah. They'd be lucky to see if he gets back in. He didn't do too good the
I think
last
that's
time.
his
He was
least of his
interested.
concerns right now.
Right now, he may not. He may not
May
be
not
able to
make it
back
out of
in.
the country, yeah.
he didn't make too many friends during that trucker thing.
No.
So Melissa out in California says, Canada, eh?
Yeah. Well, the California got to start worrying because all that water from Lake Mead is disappearing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, well, that's Las Vegas.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, the Colorado River, when it gets down to the Mexican border,
They
it's
keep
nothing but a
finding more
stream.
bodies.
They
They
find
found some
Hoffa.
in barrels.
I'm telling you, they're gonna find Hoffa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found
Finally gonna find Hoffa.
some. Yeah, did you see they found some barrels with stuff in it?
Mhm.
What were they find?
Barrels.
Barrels of what? People?
Bodies.
Yeah, they stuff them in the barrels.
That's how they used
Oh
to
my
get rid of them. They
God.
chop them up and throw them inside the
Every barrel.
barrels. And
Oh yeah, they're finding all kinds of stuff.
Hey, just throw it. Oh,
Excuse me.
God bless you, Jim.
He has. Or she has. Or the person has. Whatever.
Yeah, you gotta be politically correct.
I don't want to get suspended from
You
school.
don't want to be canceled. You're right, Jim. You got to come down from that. You okay?
Sure.
All right. Good. I care, Jim. I care.
Good for you.
Good for you. I just got the proverbial middle finger from Jim.
I'll write you in my will.
I hope you're loaded. Jesus. Let's see. Melissa says we're moving to Arizona. Dave Polino. What's up, Dave? He says, I'm late. Yeah, you are. You missed all the fun, Dave. You missed all the fun. Hey, Melly, I got a question for you. What is the gas price in California? We were talking about it.
Mhm.
I think we came up with what, 616,
Six something,
620, right around there. But you actually live there, so what's the average price that you've seen for gas in California?
Boom, 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 boom.
Bing, 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 bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing,
Did she say she was
bing,
leaving
bing,
California?
bing, 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 bing. Moving to Arizona.
I don't blame her.
Mhm.
625, she said.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, but the same thing happened. We had an exodus from Massachusetts because they hated what was going on in Massachusetts, and they all moved over the border into southern New Hampshire. Okay.
Hmm.
Southern New Hampshire is nothing. They've turned southern New Hampshire into what they ran away from in Massachusetts.
The same thing's happening down south.
Yeah, and people moving from California into Arizona, Idaho, Montana, they're doing the same thing up there.
Yeah.
They're running away from it, but they
Brought it with them,
But
yeah.
as soon as they go, they want it back.
Yeah. Drive 93 out of New Hampshire back to Boston. It's packed every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was always glad I was going the other way. It's just the people going back to Boston.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now she just says she has to fill up today, too. Damn.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't remember what year.
You get a
it was.
truck with a 20-gallon tank. There's a $120 bill right there.
Yeah. Well, you just got
125.
you just got a truck, didn't you?
Oh,
How much is
boy.
that costing you? Yeah.
Put a pellet stove in that thing. Fire it up.
well, it gets 25, so the other one got 12.
Wow.
I mean, a friend of mine had a 110-foot ocean-going ice-breaking Coast Guard tugboat that he bought.
Yeah.
13,000-gallon fuel tank on that thing.
Well,
Not that we ever filled it, because even at 15 cents a gallon back then. but-
you just think if last year, because of the pandemic, you went out and bought an RV or you bought a new boat so you could be,
Free.
by yourselves to vacation, right? Guess what? The boat's going to be at the dock this year, but you ain't going to be able to afford to go even go to Block Island with that thing.
Well, I've heard campgrounds are pretty well booked up
Of course,
already.
Stationary.
because you can't go anywhere.
Madeline Garner says filled up in Plainfield, $132.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the nice thing is it's still cheaper than the ice cream at Buttonwoods.
Good point. You're smart.
Smart ass. Better than being a dumbass, So, what are you looking at me like that for?
No particular reason.
Everybody jokes about, but you know what? Does it matter? No, the place still has lines
Yes, it does.
right out to the road.
Yeah.
Everybody talks, about saying, "Oh my God, the price of Buttonwoods is unbelievable." But guess what? You're still going.
Well, 2 years ago, the place up the street here was really inexpensive compared to Buttonwood.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Man, I think last year they doubled the price.
I don't
and
even
know
think
what it
they're
is
not
this
even
year.
there anymore.
Yeah, the place they just got arrested.
Yeah.
What, the ice cream place?
Yeah, that was part of the pool place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, his wife ran the ice cream.
They were all
place,
indicted.
Both of them. Yeah. They were indicted.
There were issues with them taking money. You can read the article on snsnonline.com.
So they were taking deposits on pools and
Mhm.
not doing it.
And exactly.
Yeah.
And part of the problem from what I got from the affidavit and the arrest warrant was that there was a bill that was owed to one of his suppliers. So when they would send money in to get product, they would apply that to an older bill, and then they wouldn't send them any product. So,
here's the government solving all our problems right here.
oh,
boy.
Jesus.
Congress holds historic public UFO hearing.
What was this?
Congress holds historic public UFO hearing.
UFO here?
Nice.
Well, go back to Roswell.
Your government working for you.
Yeah.
Maddie says, but Buttonwood pumpkin is so worth it.
I mean, the ice cream is good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
it is good.
I got a waffle cone with 2 scoops. It was awesome. Next thing I know, the lady comes over and says, "Mike, your loan has been approved."
I got a quote.
All right.
See ya.
Goodbye, James.
Good luck.
Take it easy.
Or Paul, why don't you come on over here now so people can see you?
Oh,
Plus, I just killed that microphone anyway.
But you look at it like you're talking about the Buttonwoods.
No. It's over there for a reason.
yeah,
You-
but I got to raise it up.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking about the
You
Buttonwoods
raise me
phenomenon
up.
and how much it costs and
Yeah.
people are going to buy it. That's why the government's not worried, because what are you still going to have to do this whole time?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to struggle. You're going to make it. Some work somehow, and they know they can charge it.
Now, getting back to Buttonwoods, I know we tease and stuff like that, but they make a ton of money for Make-A-Wish.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have the race and everything. too, yeah.
Exactly. So you know what? I mean, yeah, we jest and there's a lot of people that talk about it and think, but the ice cream's still delicious. The people are really cool and they make a ton of money, for
Mhm.
Make-A-Wish.
Oh, sure.
So it's worth it no matter which way you look at it. Plus, they've been housing the Sunflower 6K,
Mhm.
for a few years. So when it comes to the Button family, you can't crap on them.
No.
They don't deserve that. I mean, everybody gets joked on,
Oh, Yeah.
but they do more than their share.
Yeah.
For the
ice cream's
community.
good. I like that ice cream. It's good.
I do. Yeah,
I don't go there that often, but it's good when you go.
There's one I had there. It was called Country Breakfast.
Oh,
It was. He's already got the sourpuss face on.
Something about ice cream and country breakfast.
Yeah, it was like a maple ice cream with large bacon bits.
oh
I
really?
mean, or not bacon bits, pieces of bacon.
Well, that makes
in it.
sense because maple and bacon taste really good.
Mm.
My God,
Yeah, that's good.
the maple kind.
Wow.
So yeah, and I was like, but I didn't know how I felt about it.
I'm not feeling it right now.
They have ice. I don't know if Buttonwoods has it, but there's ice cream now with jalapenos in it
Ugh.
and habaneros.
Yeah, I'm a very simple ice cream guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Chocolate,
too. Chocolate,
vanilla,
vanilla,
yeah.
strawberry.
Even though-
I'm a soft serve guy,
Oh.
yeah, I don't mind it.
You
either,
know,
yeah.
more so than
Mhm.
The scoopy kind. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah. Either one.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. You can buy ice
What do you
cream.
prefer?
I prefer the hard one, I think.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You can buy ice cream machines.
Talking ice cream.
Ice cream machines so you can make your own. I mean,
Yeah, my father used to do that at home.
yeah, now they sell these machines for under $200.
Mhm.
You can make yourself a pint of ice cream, no problem.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
We did it the old fashioned way with the
but yeah, they got them now.
bucket stirrer and the,
Oh yeah.
grind up the.
Yeah. So
That was a fun time in the summer.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
You got to stay away from the microphone a little bit.
Am I too close again?
Well, you gravitate to it.
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of.
And it sounds muffled. Paul's figured it out.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It
took me 6 years.
Finally
but-
gave me credit for doing something.
Wow.
What are you talking about? Today's your day off. I did not ask you for the weather, did I?
No, you didn't. Thank God.
Paul had one job.
Oh,
It
what's
was
the weather?
Let's see.
It's going to be sunny.
Sunny out.
It's warm.
Tonight it'll be dark.
The weekend's going to be hot, though, they're saying.
Really?
90s.
Ooh.
Saying get the air conditioning going.
Mm-hmm. Have to clean those filters.
What a mess we are. Just a week ago, it's 40 freaking degrees out there.
yeah, it was.
We're freezing.
I wasn't. I
Huh?
loved it. I was still walking around in shorts.
Oh, I don't mind it
Yeah.
myself, right? But at home, Melissa's like, oh my God, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. Put
Mhm.
on a sweater. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you're
Put
right.
on a-
A week ago, I was still have my long shirts on.
Actually, she didn't complain.
Yeah.
She doesn't really complain about anything, to be honest.
No?
No.
Yeah.
She really doesn't.
Yeah, the warm weather's nice.
Huh?
It feels good.
The heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with the heat, you can always sit down and cool off. That's the way I look at it.
Mm.
And when you're working in the sun, you work half a day. When it's like this, then when it gets hot, go
Yeah.
else.
David says, forget gas.
Yeah,
I got to get into the baby formula black market.
that's true.
Yeah. But did you see that they're sending
Oh,
truckloads
my
down to the
God.
border for all the illegal aliens?
I heard that.
Yeah, like you can't have any because you're paying taxes and taking care of everything. You can't have any baby
Yeah.
formula. But
But man, I'll tell you right now, I'm surprised nobody's revolting over that.
yeah, they didn't know
Here we
until
got babies in the United States that don't have formula, yet they're giving it to the immigrants coming in across the border in Mexico.
Mhm.
That is a crock of baloney.
Yep.
Somebody should go after somebody for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they kept it a secret until someone gave it up. That
Yeah,
was
I had seen that
Yeah.
the other day. I said, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so we went down a couple of rabbit holes today, in the Seinfeld version of radio. We just kind of go and go and go until wherever we stop and where we land. Where did we land today? Baby formula. we went
Everywhere.
We went from me bitching about the New London Day,
Yeah.
to baby formula.
Wow.
How do you get there? It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon,
We had ice cream in between.
and ice cream in between. That's very, very true. So we want to talk about tomorrow, Paul.
I don't know. Doesn't make any difference because it'll change by the time you get here.
So
What was the original topic?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. We won't get nominated by the New London Day or anything.
Uh.
So, I just said, I told Rich, I don't know who you got to sleep with down there to get nominated for something. I don't know.
I
Is it
can
you?
say a bunch of things, but
Save it for breakfast. All right, Paul.
See you later.
Thanks for showing. Where are you going? Are you going to get coffee with us?
Yeah. I'm
Of course. Oh, all
Just
right.
pushing the mic back
All right.
so I don't wreck my head with it.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Rich.
No problem.
Rich, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes.
All right. He will be back then, and I will see you tomorrow morning right here
Got it.
on the Streaming News and Sports Network, SNSN.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns, you buy better.
Are you looking to simplify the complicated things in life? Insurance can seem daunting, like a task for the must-do list, not the want-to-do list. Let the Burns Agency take the headache out of protecting your assets. We're a full-service agency offering home, auto, life, and business insurance. Call, email, chat us online, or do it the good old-fashioned way and stop in. We have 2 locations, Norwich and Dayville.